Hello, hello. It is Erica with Redheaded Princess Designs and Holy Rustic. And I thought we would go live this morning and paint up our BOGO for the month, which is this cute little bunny shelf sitter. I feel like I haven't been here to hang out with you guys in forever. And I'm sure you feel the same way. I cannot believe how fast January and February have gone. I know people always say it seems like January was 900 years long, but I 100% do not feel that way this year. And maybe it's because we took a business trip at the end of January. I don't know, but it's just like flown by. It has been crazy bananas, but here we are. So I apologize that I haven't been here with you in a long time, but between business trips and trying to get orders out and stay on top of stuff and kiddo being sick and home from school and school being canceled because of snow, this is the first week that we have gone to school more than like one day in forever now, like literally. So here we are. We're gonna paint this little bunny BOGO. So this guy is our BOGO for the month. Every month we do a buy one get one free deal that you guys get to vote on inside of our private Facebook group. And this is what won for this month. And so I thought we would paint him up together. If you have not ordered yours yet, you have 2 days, right? 2 days to get your order in for this guy before the sale goes away. You'll still be able to get it after that, but you just won't be able to get the sale. And buy one, get one free is a really good deal, so you don't want to miss out on that. So go snag yours. You're going to put 2 of them in your cart, and you're going to use the code Rustic Bunny BOGO to buy one, get one free. So it's a great deal. You can paint 2, give 1 away. You can invite a friend over and have a little paint night at home. Whatever you want to do with that free bunny. It's just a great deal and you really can't beat that price. So to start, I'm just base coating my bunny with a little bit of white. We're going to need 2 coats of white here for sure. So we're just getting 1 coat on. I could have done this with a paintbrush, but I grabbed this sponge, so that's what we're using. I'm gonna do his little feet in white as well. Let me tell you, when I was cutting this little bunny, I kept thinking, why does he have such big thighs? And it finally dawned on me. Those are eggs. They're not thighs. So yeah, but I just kept looking at him like, why does he have such huge thighs? I don't understand. No, those are eggs. So, anywho's. I cannot believe that it is time for spring decor. Like I said, I feel like the past couple months have just flown by so fast. I am planning summer camps for kiddos and all the things, and it's crazy to me to think that that's where we are right now. It's gone so fast. So come in. Say hello, let me know that you're here. Remember, if you are watching over on Redheaded Princess Designs Facebook page, I will not be able to see your comments until the end of the video because I am actually on Holy Rustic and I can only see 1 set of comments at a time. And so right now, those are the comments I can see. So if you're over there and you're commenting, hello, good morning, welcome. I will go back and answer any questions you have when I am finished. I am hopeful that possibly tomorrow morning I will go live again and do up the wagon and tiered tray clubs for the month because I know we haven't done those yet and it is almost the end of February. Like I said, I cannot believe how fast this month has gone. It has just flown by and it's a little bananas to me that this is where we are, that we are at the end of February and we're working on Easter decor. When you have a homemade business like mine, a handmade decor business, you're always looking months and months ahead And I feel like I'm always, you know, worried about the next holidays and stuff. And I just can't believe we're looking at Easter already. It's just crazy. All right, so we may need even to do another coat of white on this guy. I don't know if it's this white paint. It could be that I'm using this sponge and I'm just not putting very much paint on here. But I feel like he's gonna need another coat. So we're gonna let that one dry. Let's go ahead and do his feet again. So don't forget, if you want to grab this month's tiered tray kit or wagon club kit, you do need to do that before the end of the month. So you have 2 days to grab those before they are gone forever. Those kits are exclusive. The cats are fighting. Those kits are exclusive to our wagon and tiered tray club. We do not release those kits to the public. So if you want those, you'll want to make sure you grab them before the end of the month. Give this another dry. I think we have 2 buttons that need to be white as well. So this little guy has some cute little buttons. They're going to go on here, and 2 of them need to be white. So we're going to go ahead and paint those as well. It was so nice here yesterday. I cannot believe how gorgeous the weather was yesterday. It has been cold. We've had so much snow. I feel like we've had more snow than usual here lately, and it's just been gross. So I was so happy to see that sunshine yesterday. It was so nice. All right, we're gonna give this guy another coat of white here, and then we're gonna do our shadows and stuff on him. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do those. Hang on. Hey. Okay, we're back. Sorry, had to go break up a cat fight. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna show you how to do the shadows and stuff. If you have not heard, Facebook is getting rid of the live video storage on Facebook platform. So we are looking at how we're going to move some of these videos off of Facebook because they will no longer be available after 30 days. So they'll only get to be posted for 30 days and then they will be gone. And I know that some of you like to go back and watch videos for techniques or things while you're painting. So just know we're working on something. I don't know what the process is going to be yet, but I am trying to figure that out. So that you will have somewhere where you can go and access the videos and things as you would like. And when I get that all figured out, you will be the first person to know. So tonight we have a couple of classes going on. I have a private event this evening. My mom is teaching a class. It was a makeup class out at 812 Pizza this evening with a tree of hearts. Was supposed to be last week, but then the lovely snow got us, so we did not have that class. So that makeup class is tonight. Tomorrow night we are at the Clarksville Parks Department, and we are doing St. Patrick's Day shelf setters, so that'll be fun. I'm going to make his cheeks kind of pink, so I'm just going to take my scraggly brush. If you have a brush that's kind of scraggly, this is great for like gnome beards and little cheeks and things like that. Just gonna pick up some pink. And the trick here, you don't want very much paint on your brush. So just kind of tap the excess paint off. And then we're gonna come in here and just kind of tap that brush around. This is why I like the scraggly brush to do this with, because I don't want a perfect circle. And I don't have to worry about ruining one of my good brushes, the bristles, by kind of stabbing it. Normally I would not recommend doing that with a brush, but when you have one of these brushes that's already kind of beat up, it works really well for this. And if you get too much, it's not a big deal. You can just come in with some white and just go right around that edge. So just kind of blend it a little bit more. Good morning, Opal. Good morning, Tammy. How are we doing today? All right, so we're just giving him some little cheeks here. And that is still pretty dark. I want to lighten those up a little bit. So I'm gonna come in with my sponge and just kind of barely tap. I'm really not adding any more paint. I'm just kind of blending what's already there. That's much better. Hard to see on the camera, but I promise he's got some cute little pink cheeks. All right, I do want to add a little bit of, trying to decide if I want to do that now or if I want to wait. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of brown on the corner of my sponge. So just a little bit, and I'm just going to come right along the edge of my bunny and just barely tap with that sponge all the way around the edge. I just want to give them a little more dimension. I want a little bit of a shadow there around his face. I'm not going to worry about separating his head and his body, his little neck area too much, because we're going to put a bow there when it's all said and done. So I'm not going to worry about that space. If we weren't putting something here, I would make sure to bring that shadow in that area so that he didn't look like he doesn't have a neck. But since we're gonna put a bow there, it won't matter. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing to the feet here. So I'm just taking I have very, very little bit of paint on this sponge, and I'm just barely going around the edges just to give it a little bit of a shadow there, all the way around the edge. And I'm not taking the top of the sponge. I have this side of the sponge right against this side of my wood piece. Okay, so there is that. We don't need to do that to the buttons. They're pretty tiny, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's work on our eggs. So these are eggs. He has two eggs. We're going to do a purple one and a blue one. And so let's do our purple egg. Let me know in the comments if you ordered one of these bunny bogos, if you have painted it yet, or if you are planning on painting it. And yeah, so let me know if you've gotten yours, and if you've painted it yet, or if you're planning on painting it, and if you're going to do it with someone, who are you going to paint with? All right, there's our purple egg. Let's pick up a tiny bit of white on our brush while this purple is wet, and we're going to add a little highlight to our egg. So I just come around the egg here with the white, and then I wipe my brush off, and without adding any more paint, we're just going to go back and forth over top of that little highlight to just blend it, just to kind of make this egg look a little more round. Okay, nothing drastic, just a little highlight. All right, and we're going to do this egg in this blue color. We need to add a little bit of white to it. There we go. Let's give it a little more base. This is going to need 2 coats, I think. When you're painting your pieces, in order to keep them from getting too messy, I pull my brush across and I'm leaving the edges, that way that nice black color. I don't have to worry about painting all the edge. I ordered mine, haven't painted yet. The girls and a friend will be painting. Oh, fun! Oh boy, I cannot wait to see your pictures. I always love seeing everybody's creations when you post those. So fun. All right, we're gonna give this blue 2 coats. The purple covered really nicely, but this blue is a little bit translucent, so it definitely needs 2 coats. There is our second coat. We're going to add a little bit of white to this one as well, just like we did on the other one. Corner of my brush, and I'm just coming right around that egg, just like that. So this is what I've got here. And then I'm going to wipe my brush off without adding any more paint. I'm just going to go right back over top of that little bit of white until it just blends with my blue. So it's just a nice, soft highlight. Okay. Kind of hard for that camera to pick it up, but I promise it's there. I feel like we need A little more blue on here. Okay, and you could decorate these if you wanted. You could make them polka dotted, just what they are in the picture. And I think that's what I'm going to do is add some polka dots to them. And we're going to stick them right there. So they're not thighs. It's kind of what they look like when they're not painted. They are eggs. I've got a little bit of brown there. I want to touch that up. Okay, perfect. We're gonna let those eggs dry. Let's work on all of our little pink pieces. So we have our bunny's ears, his little toe beans. Oh, there they are. I was like, wait a minute. All right, so we've got 3 and 3 beans. All of our little hearts, 3 hearts need to be pink. We're gonna paint our flowers pink. This big piece is your bunny's tail. So if you like, you can paint it and put it on the back. I don't usually paint the backs of my pieces, so I don't know that I'm going to use that piece. But it is there if you want to use that. And then we have three buttons that are also that pinky color. So let's grab a clean sponge or a used sponge and we'll clip it. And we're going to paint all these pieces with that pink. Okay. Oh, I got white on me. It's all good. If I don't have paint on me, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I just want, I feel like that pink is not very pink, so I want to brighten it up just a little bit. There we go. We're going to put just a smidge more pink in there. Hello, ma'am. Oh, that's a better color. Okay. Where's that sponge? Here it is. All right, so we're going to paint our ears. Both ear pieces. We're going to paint our flowers. You could take a piece of tape and put it sticky side up and tape these pieces down, and you wouldn't have to worry about us getting much paint on your fingers that way. So if you don't like the messy fingers, tape does help hold these pieces in place while you're painting them. Then you don't have to worry about all that paint getting all over your fingers. I don't really worry about it because I'm going to have paint on me regardless by the end of the day, so we'll just roll with it. Hi. I don't really think you need up here right now. Okay, come on. She's not going to listen. All right, sit down. All right, so we've got his little toe beans here. And our help is super helpful here today. Excuse me, ma'am. All of our buttons. Does anyone else have a pet that tries to sit with them while they're crafting? The tape really is easier, Opal. Yeah. I don't know where mine is right now. I think it made its way out to the garage. And so it's not in here. I usually have some sitting here, but I use it, I use it for the laser, to line up the laser, and I think I ran out there and I came in here and grabbed the roll that was sitting on my desk. And so it's not here. So we're just gonna make do. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, everything is fine. All right, I'm just kind of giving some of these pieces a second coat real quick. The first coat has dried. So we're just giving them a little dab here and there, kind of as a second coat. When you use the sponge to paint with, you're not putting very much paint on at one time, which does help make it not so messy. You don't get as much paint on the edges, and you're not getting paint all over the sides and into the little engraved lines and stuff. But it does mean that you're not putting very much paint down either. So coming back and adding a second coat is almost always needed when you're painting with the sponge versus like a paintbrush. You're just not putting very much paint down at one time, like you would be if you were using a brush. All right, all these little beans. Lots of little toe beans here. Okay, I think I've just about got everything a second coat. I think we're looking pretty good here. Okay, we do have our little sign, which is also going to go on our bunny. The back is going to be purple. You can totally switch these colors up. I'm just painting it just like the example picture for right now, so that you guys can kind of see how to paint it if you want to, you know, paint along with the video once you get your kit and you're ready to paint. I like to keep it similar to the picture. But you could also change it up and use whatever paint you have or whatever colors you want. Remember, anytime you order any of our kits, you're going to get all the paint to make it look like the picture. You're going to get an inspiration photo that's going to give you, you know, so you can follow along if you want. And you're going to get glue, a little tiny tube of E6000 to glue everything together. And then sometimes we include ribbons and strings if you need those. Some of our kits don't include those, so just read the description when you're placing your order so you know whether or not you're getting all the ribbons or not. I try to include ribbons and things that I feel like are necessary, but if it's a door hanger with a bow on it, a lot of times we don't include those ribbons because I don't feel like those are necessary to really make the project complete, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Okay. We've got all of our pieces painted. Let's come back with a little bit of that brown. And we're going to go around the outside of our eggs, just like we did the bunny. Just barely tapping around that edge. Okay, just like a nice little shadow. It's not super noticeable. That's kind of the goal here. We just want a little bit of a shadow. Just kind of elevates those eggs a little bit and makes them look a little more interesting. I'm going to do the same thing with some of these pink pieces. So especially here on the ear pieces, we're just tapping around the edge. Okay, very light pressure. And just barely tapping with a tiny bit of brown paint on my sponge. You'll notice I have not put any more paint on here, and I had the smallest amount of paint when we first started here. So it does not require very much paint at all. We're just adding a little bit of a shadow here. We want this bunny to look kind of primitive, and so this little shadow just kind of helps with that. I know it's hard for the camera to kind of pick it up on Facebook here, but trust me, it's there. And we're just barely adding that. I'm going to just, on some of these little toe beans, we're just going to brush on one side or the other, just a little bit of this brown. Sponge it on there. And maybe a few of our buttons too, just to give them a little dimension. And our little tag. As well. Okay. I think we've got everything good there. Let's just squash these pieces over out of the way. And let's decorate our eggs. So we're going to put polka dots on the eggs. So I'm going to take the bottom of a paintbrush, dip it into my white, and we're just going to start putting dots. And anytime you do dots, you could line them up if you wanted, or you can always remember that you want to make a triangle. So if I do 2 dots here, I want to put a dot here to keep that triangle. And then I have 2 dots here. So I'm going to put 1 here and here. You're just looking for the next triangle space for your polka dot. Okay, and my little feet are going to go here, so I'm not too worried about that space over there. But I do want to be sure that my dots continue all the way around my entire egg. And by putting some that are kind of half on or half off, that helps continue that pattern and make it just a little more interesting. So there's polka dots for that egg. I got those really close together. I think for the purple egg, I'll do them a little bit further apart. Some people like to measure them out. I am not that person. I just kind of eyeball it. But it's totally up to you if you prefer them to be a little bit more specific about where they're going to go. You could measure them out and put them in a very specific place. So there's our little purple egg. We need our bunny's eyes, so we're going to take that same end of paintbrush and a little bit of black and just do 2 dots there for his eyes. Just fill those in. Okay, while we're letting all of that just kind of dry for a moment, I'm going to paint the base here. This is going to be, it's a double base, so we're going to glue one on top of the other. So I only need to paint one of these, and we're just going to paint it white. You do want to be careful when you're painting the base not to get paint down in the middle here, because if you do, there's a good chance your pieces are not going to fit in there anymore because you filled that up with paint. If you go to put them together and you realize that you did get paint in there that you hadn't intended to, you can always take a little piece of sandpaper and just sand inside there ever so carefully so that kind of cleans that up a little bit, and then it'll fit together a little bit better. I'm going to dry those eyeballs and my polka dots so I don't smear them here in a minute. Alright, and let's give this one more coat of white here on the base while we're letting those polka dots and stuff dry. And I think we will be ready to assemble our little bunny. So if you're just joining us, this is the BOGO kit for the month. We always do a buy one, get one free each month. It's a great chance for you to have a little paint party at home if you would like. You're going to buy 2, put 2 of these in your cart. It is our rustic primitive bunny shelf sitter. I put the link in the comments up above. Oh, a grass green would be pretty, Opal. That would be really cute. I put the link up above for you, and then you're going to use the code rustic bunny BOGO BOGO, and it will take the price of one of your kits off. I am looking here, and I don't know where my glue is. Hang on. We need glue. Oh, here it is, next to me over here. My mom came in while I was on my business trip and cleaned up my space, and so now I'm not quite sure where stuff is. I tend to live in organized chaos, and so when stuff is everywhere, I kind of know where it is, and when it's all cleaned up, I don't necessarily know where it is. Okay, so we're gluing these 2 bases together, just like so. This is the E6000 glue you're going to get inside of your kit. It is fabulous. We love E6000 around here. We use it for all of our kits. Just remember, you need just a dot, not a lot. So I just run this tube of glue right along the back of the piece, almost like you're putting on chapstick or lipstick. Just running it right along that piece, so don't get too much glue. When you glue your eggs down, be sure you leave a little bit of space at the bottom, because that is how your bunny is going to go inside that little stand so he stands up. So don't put your eggs too far down. Okay, we've got his little feet. 1 foot, 2 foot, red foot, blue foot. All right, here we go. And then his little buttons. Let's see, we need pink buttons here. 1, 2, All right, he's got little hearts and his little toe beans. So there's a bigger bean and then 2 smaller little beans on each foot. Okay, E6000 does have a dry time. It's going to take about 24 hours for this to dry completely. So when you're finished with your piece, you want to make sure you let it lay flat for 24 hours before you go set it up. In about 30 minutes or so, it will seem like everything is dry, but it is not. So don't go picking it up and setting it up, because what will happen is you'll come back into the room and realize that everything has moved, and that would be very sad. All right, here's his little nose. Perfect. And then we've got the insides of his ears. This little guy is so cute. And I love all the pieces that go with him too. So there's a door hanger. There's a couple little shelf setters that go with this set. And there's a tiered tray set that matches as well. It's all just adorable. Love it. This is one of my favorite designers. And her stuff is always adorable. All right. Our little egg hunt sign, which we're going to put on his neck. Right? Yep. Just like that. And then I've got some flowers. So let's go ahead and we're going to do 1 flower over here and 1 flower over here. And then the middles of these flowers are these cute little buttons. Adorable. Okay. And we've got 1 button left, and then we have our bunny tail. If you want to use this piece, you can put it on the back. I don't usually paint the backs of my pieces, so I am not going to use that. Let's work on a bow. So you can see I used a tiny bit of glue because I still have almost a full tube of E6000 here. You don't need very much glue, just a dot. Okay, in your kit, I sent you carrot ribbon to do your little bow with. So all you're going to do, my trick for doing a bow, I try to make sure I don't have any paint up here. I take and fold it over like this, and then I fold it over like this. So you're making 2 bunny ears, and then I just loop those around and through. And before I pull that tight, I like to just kind of twist the tails so they're facing the front. So if you twist it before you pull it tight, then you kind of twist it inside of the knot, and that helps make sure that both of your tails of your patterned ribbon are facing forward, like so. Okay, then we're going to clip that at a little angle here. You could take a lighter and light these up so that they are sealed on the ends if you want. I don't know that I usually have one in here, but I don't see it handy, so it's fine. We're gonna just go with this. Now there's our little bow, okay, for our bunny. That's so cute. I'm gonna add a little bit of raffia to it as well. So I'm just gonna take some of this here, raffia, and clip that. And we're gonna just kind of put this behind here, I think. That's probably way too much. It's okay, we'll reevaluate that here in a second. I'm gonna take a little bit of this jute string and just kind of tie all that together, just so it is secure. In the middle here, there we go. Perfect. All right, so we've got our bow, we've got some raffia, a little bit of jute string, and once I get everything glued down, I can kind of move it around. I'm going to put this on with hot glue because I don't know that the E6000 is going to hold all of this very well, so we're going to use some hot glue. I'm going to go ahead and trim those ends just a little bit there. I do think in the picture it looks like there's a little bit of greenery on there as well. If you wanted to throw some greenery on there, you could. I am not going to put any greenery on this. I don't feel like it needs it. All right, here we go. So we're gonna glue our little bow down, and I'm gonna put it over here because we're adding this little egg hunt sign to it. So I want to be sure, where do I want to put it? Do I want it on this side? No, I think I want it over here. All right, so a little bit of hot glue. And we're gonna glue this down. You could use the E6000 glue to put this down as well. You're just gonna need to set something on top of it so that it holds it down while that glue dries. If you have hot glue, it's gonna be much better than trying to use E6000. All right, we're gonna glue you right there. Try to make sure all my little ribbon strings are going the way I want them to. We're gonna put this little button in the middle of our bow. So it's one of the little wood buttons that we had left. It's gonna go right there in the middle. And then our little egg hunt sign needs to go kind of under all of that. There's a lot of stuff going on there on that little buddy's neck. Okay, it's all right, we're gonna make it work. I'm trying to figure out where I wanna put it. I almost think I want it to be under the bow, but I don't know how it's gonna glue on there. Maybe should have put the bow up higher. Okay, scratch that. We're gonna take the bow back off. I think the bow needs to go higher. Let's put the egg hunt down first. I'm gonna do this with hot glue and E6000 so that it dries quickly, but then it's got the E6000 for a longer hold. Because a lot of times if you use just hot glue on these pieces, if it's setting anywhere where it's gonna get sun, it will separate and the hot glue will warm up and your pieces will fall off. It doesn't do it so much with like the bows and stuff, but especially with the wooden pieces for whatever reason. Okay, so I put my little egg hunt sign just kind of catty corner here on his neck. And then we're gonna put the bow almost on top of that. Kind of right here. That egg hunt sign does not have a hole where you can like just tie it on, so you are going to need to glue that down and then kind of center the bow more on the buddy's neck, just like that. There we go. That's stinking cute. All right, get rid of all my little glue strings here. Perfect, and then he's gonna set. Remember, we're gonna let him lay flat for 24 hours, but just so you can see what he's gonna look like. He's gonna set inside that base, just like so. How stinking adorable is that little bunny? I love him. All right, so go grab yours on the website. I'm gonna get off here because I need to go get some orders out. I'm gonna get canvases traced out for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. You can grab your primitive bunny shelf setter on our website at holyrustic.com. The link is in the description of the video here. Make sure you use the code Rustic Buddy BOGO, also in the description, so that you buy one, get one free. I hope that you're having an amazing week, and I am going to try to be back on here tomorrow to do either the wagon or the tiered tray club. So thanks so much, Opal. I cannot wait to see yours and your girls. They're going to be so stinking cute, and I know you guys are going to change up the colors and stuff, and I can't wait to see them. So have a great day, y'all, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.